So I think we're live.
It's been a while, huh?
Virginia Beach.
Hey.
I know where that is.
Josh Super Duty.
People are already in here. Cool.
Ha! Are we early or are we on time?
We haven't even started yet, and I see a thumbs down.
What?
Yeah, there's a thumbs down.
Why?
Come on, man.
What did we do?
We started 30 seconds early.
Maybe you accidentally hit the thumbs down button, or maybe you did it on purpose.
If you want to give us a thumbs up, it's the one that goes this way.
As you can see, we're here in the cabin.
Mm-hmm. Got a little fire going over here.
Yeah, I don't think they can see little Daisy.
No,
we'll get her in a little bit.
We'll bring her up later.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining our first live stream of 2025.
Hey, how about 2025?
That's just weird.
That is
Does
weird.
anybody else feel like we should have flying cars and jetpacks?
Right.
Anyway, we do have a lot to cover, so we're going to get through some health updates, travel plans, upcoming content. Are we being robbed by having our affiliate links hijacked? We're going to talk about that.
Yes.
Before we do that, though, we want to thank our moderators, some of the usual suspects here. We've got Phil and Stacy from Today is Someday, and Corey and Jesse from Finding Our Someday.
And our awesome VA Chris is in the chat as well, so give them some love. They're also here to bounce people, so don't act up.
And hey, if you haven't seen their channels, we're going to have links down below in the description. Be sure to check them out. Do we have any updates to share for them?
Well, we will.
Oh, okay.
We will for Corey and Jesse.
I'm getting out of order.
He's out of order.
So everybody relax. Get your favorite cocktail.
You know, I usually drink tea and he usually drinks a beer, but we were in the mood for some old fashions.
Yeah.
So that's what it's going to be tonight.
I have a beer on backup.
How fun is this? We haven't hung out with you guys in a long time. Has it been, what?
May.
What?
May.
No.
I think it was May of 2024. Yeah, it was
That's
May.
a long time. That doesn't seem right. So, like usual, for those of you who have been on our live streams before, you already know this, but if you're new to us and the first time watching us live, I'm going to be looking down a lot, but that's because I am watching our moderators send me questions. I'm watching the chat box as much as I can, and trying to interact at the same time.
It goes by pretty quick sometimes.
Yeah, so I'm sorry if I look rude and I'm not looking at the camera the whole time, but I've got a job to do too. So I guess everything sounds good because nobody said can't hear you.
We did a couple tests. We always do a couple tests, and I think this is the optimum audio level. All right, so we got to get going.
Jesse said moderators' channels are still up on the screen, but I don't think they are anymore.
Oh, I took them down now. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I left them up for a second.
Okay.
I was slacking. I want to say
Phil just said they're still on our screen. Still, guys? I mean, we love you. We want to plug your channels.
It's not up there. I mean, there's a little bit of a delay from what these texts to what you guys
I forgot.
see.
It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All right.
So we're also going to be looking down to follow our notes here.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody who came out to the Florida RV Super Show and said hi. Now, we didn't do a meetup where, we stand there and there's a line and all that for like an hour or two. Tara didn't come with me this time. This type of thing, flying.
Yeah, it'll make more sense when we get to the health updates in just a minute. But yeah, I unfortunately didn't go, but I had to be there in spirit, right?
Yeah, which you'll see in some of these pictures.
Yeah.
So first off, I want to thank, I want to thank our insiders who came up and had our first ever insider meetup. It was just a small group of us. We had lunch for about 90 minutes. We had a little bit of a snafu. We're the restaurant that we were going to meet at, which was that one on the lake. You guys have been there before. You know there's like a restaurant on the lake.
It's like a floating restaurant.
It's been there forever. Not anymore. Hurricane got rid of that. So we were stuck without a meeting place. But we ended up finding a place and it worked out okay. So thanks to all the insiders who came out.
And I'm sorry, I missed y'all.
And we do want to share some of the pics from, let's see here, we've got them on Facebook.
There you go.
You guys shared your pics. I'm going to zoom in here and over.
Yeah, you guys did a great job at sending over your pics. There's me. Chad came up with the idea to put my head on a stick. And
do we have that? Do we have that somewhere?
Take it around. It's upstairs. Don't ask why it's in the bedroom.
Yeah,
he was trying to scare me and put it under my pillow.
I was trying to scare her.
There you go.
So let's see what we got here. I
Look at
took
these.
lots of pictures with everybody. You can see Tara's head sticking out here in the back.
What, Chris Martone is in the chat gifting memberships to everybody. You rock.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you so much.
We're going to talk about the insiders here in a minute. So
Our insiders
Camping with
are
the
awesome.
Confers, Robert Pickles. We're going to go through all these because you guys posted them, so we want to
That's
share
right.
them. Got Debbie, Greg Newby, Jerry Thielen. Pictures. Look at you popping up behind here.
That was
from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I tried to, as the day went on, I had you coming out in different weird angles.
Yeah, and I think the last day you didn't even bring me along because I was a nuisance.
Yeah, you were a pain. You
Anyhow.
were a pain to
Yeah.
drag around.
Story of my life.
And let's see here. We talked about our meetup. The meetup thing. A lot of you have asked. We're going to get to the Q&A, but a lot of you have asked about meetups. So we haven't done a full blown meetup in years, just because two reasons. And this goes to also meeting with people on the road. It's her fault.
It is. It's my fault.
It's difficult for us to plan anything because we never know what Tara's health is going to be like from day to day. And if we plan this big meetup and we say, come meet us, and she's not there, it lends itself to more
Listen,
stress.
I know you guys really just want to see Chad anyhow, so I'm sure it would be okay. But yeah, it's hard for us to make that commitment of a day and a time well in advance, in advance enough for you guys to plan to be there, because I could have a day where I can't get out of bed, or a week, or something. So we do want to try to do more of these in the future, but I think it will be more of a pop-up type of thing, and it's going to be really just promoted to our insiders because it's a much smaller group and easier to handle.
It's just going to be hey, we just happen to be in New Hampshire. Here we are. If you can be here in 2 days and want to come by and say hi, or if you live here, it's going to be small and it's going to be announced just to the insiders. So this insider program, it's not a big deal.
We have no frills.
It's a no frills kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you do get access to our Discord, and that's where I'm on there daily. I'll file it up.
So Discord, if you're not sure what that is, it's basically like a private social media platform where we can interact just with our members of our inside group.
And that is the place. Am I not? Yeah, I'm showing it. And that is the place where I'm on there daily, so I answer questions all of the time. And if you want to get in touch with us, that's the best way to do it. We do have, we'll answer your email, but it might take us a couple of weeks or more to get to those. And the Inside Lane, our insider program, it's only $5. We've got the lowest tier. We don't have tiers or editions or anything.
Maybe someday.
We just wanted a way to have just a smaller group of people. So that's all that's about.
Yeah.
So that's the insider program. We hope to see you in there if you're not in there already. Also, if you are thinking about it, be sure to go to our webpage and just search for Insider. And you will see... You'll see a post called the Inside Lane, and that will tell you how to join, and also once you join on YouTube, how to get to the Discord, because you got to connect the two, and it's all explained there. Enough of that. Let's talk about some updates.
Okay.
So we had.
So our holiday season wasn't. Gosh darn it! I'm already.
Are you crying already?
No. I'm just. I feel it. I didn't even.
Yeah.
I didn't wear waterproof mascara, so I got to be good and not cry.
That was dumb.
So I know. Well, I know, but I'm not smart all the time.
I'm just gonna say it because I don't want to get into it and get emotional. But my father passed away 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say about that, because I don't. Not yet. I'm not ready yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, so that threw the whole family for a loop. It was even though he was older and sick and stuff, it was super unexpected, and that's how we spent most of our holiday.
And we love you, Rita.
Dang it!
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say hi. I just want to say hi to her.
Rita's my mom.
So before that, a few weeks prior to that happening, I underwent a major surgery where I had a lot of organs removed. Unfortunately they found cancer in my uterus, and so I had to go through that and get all those things removed. Luckily, it was early when they caught it, and so, we're very hopeful that they got it all. They tested lymph nodes and stuff like that, so I should be good to go, but I am starting a new treatment protocol for any potential floaters, I guess. I don't really know what to call them other than that, but there can be some cancer cells still left behind or kind of floating around from the disturbance that the surgery caused. So I'm going to be starting that that's just like for a couple months.
Oh, I forgot we have pics to go with this story.
Oh.
Here's Tara.
Yeah.
Here's Tara pre-surgery.
Yeah.
And post-surgery with the pudding.
Oh, I got pudding. Sweet. That was my treat. So it was, I had a 6-week recovery time, but 3 weeks after that was when your dad passed. And so it's been a tough few months for us. And so we've been at the cabin. We're really thankful that we've been able to be at the cabin for so long. So we are jonesing to get back on the road, but we are blessed to have this home base while
and we did stay with my mom in Franklin for about 6 weeks, 3 month.
No, not 6 weeks.
A month,
3
or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. We were there for a bit, helping take care of everything.
Yeah. So that is. Did we cover all the rough stuff?
I think so.
Did we get through it?
Look at the notes. It was just those 2 big things.
Yeah. Did we get through it?
Oh. Yeah. Let me scroll this up here. Oh, but we're going to talk about.
Oh, well, we had. Yeah, that's right. I knew that would happen. I knew it would happen. I got too emotional and I forgot. But we ended the holiday season on a positive note with 2 of our best friends in the whole world. They came to visit for New Year's, and that was amazing. Our friends, Matt and Becky, I went to school with them, so I've known them for a really, really long time.
You saying you went to school a long time ago?
Yeah. They came. We had a blast. Of course, good friends are great medicine, right? So that was amazing. If you are in the Dallas or Lake Dallas area, go check out their bake shop. They have a bakery called Lenny Bird Bake Shop, and their treats are amazing.
Look at that.
Their cinnamon rolls, they sell out of these things every week. So if you are in the area, go check them out. Tell them that you watch our channel and let them know that we sent you, because they are awesome. Ask for Matt and Becky.
They'll hook you up with the free water.
I was like, don't say anything like that. Oh gosh. Anyhow, I just wanted to plug them because they're great and they're doing a great job. So let's get on to RV stuff, shall we?
Yes.
Upcoming content. So do you guys remember a few months back we put out a video that is a walkthrough of that tiny little 20-foot Serenova trailer that's shorter than our actual truck.
Yeah.
We are finally now at the point where we can share our content of us traveling in that, and that's going to be fun because that we're used to
a big RV,
a 48-footer, right? And so we are downsizing to 20 feet, and it's quite comical, really, for us.
It was a bit of an adjustment.
It was a bit of an adjustment.
It was a really cool RV. It had lots of amenities, but just anytime you go to something that small.
Yeah, we're spoiled. We're spoiled with our mansion on wheels. So it was funny. So you got to make sure you give us a follow if you're not subscribed, so you don't miss that content. We go to cool places like Cades Cove. And Cherokee, North Carolina, when we are traveling in that Serenova. So
yeah, I hadn't been to Cades Cove since I was a little kid.
And I'd never been. That was amazing. So I can't wait to share all that with you guys.
I say little kid. I was a teenager.
That's a kid.
That's a kid.
At this age, that's a kid.
At this age, 56. Also coming up in the content, you're going to see us put in a new hitch. We've had our Reese forever, and it finally broke on us. It'll probably be next week is the broken hitch, and we replaced it with. You got to stay tuned and watch.
Ooh, yeah.
Some of you already know, but so be sure to check that when our hitch breaks and we have to get a new one. That's what actually caused us to miss the rally this year.
Yeah, we were set and ready to go for that thing.
We also, while we were camping in the Serenova, our 410 got a bunch of updates. And we're going to get to a little bit more of that when we get to the Q&A because there's some questions in there. But
our 410 is now closer to what they're producing now. So some of the changes that we told them that we wanted to see made in the 410, and some of those that you guys out there said that you wanted to see change, they have since done so. We've been able to get some of them, not all of them.
Yeah, we also
updated.
got rid of the Volta system, so I do have some updates on that I'll save for the Q&A time also, because
Cool.
it's coming up real soon.
Yeah.
And
Ooh, yeah.
this year, we're going to do another Hey Grand Design Let Us Borrow an RV trip.
But I'm excited about this one.
And we are, if everything goes right, this isn't
Yeah.
set in stone yet,
Yeah.
but we are hoping to take out the new 31-foot Lineage. They're calling it a Super C, but I don't know if that's an official name, because I know
Yeah.
Super C is supposed to be on like a Freightliner chassis. I don't know.
That's what I heard.
It's a big 30-foot diesel F600 chassis Lineage. If you were at the Super Show, you probably saw it. It looks really cool.
And what's great is we have a Jeep, so that'll be a perfect tow.
We're going to
behind.
get to try out the whole drivable scene.
It's going to be
with
like we're newbies all over again.
Yeah, with like the tow bar and the braking
Yeah.
system and towing the Jeep forward down. We're going to get your help on this, Phil
Yeah. Oh.
and Stacy.
Yeah, guys, you're the experts at that.
Yeah.
So all of you out there, if you have any tips for, towing something like a Jeep, or, just share your recommendations with us, because like you said, this is going to be brand new.
I talked to a lot of people at the RV show
good.
about tow bars and stuff, and it seemed like the consensus was Blue Ox, I think, for the tow bar, and I didn't really get a solid answer on the braking system. Maybe the Air Force one, or maybe there's something different, because you got to have the braking system, right? So that's going to be a whole new learning experience, and I'm going to be able to share that stuff with you. You know, I love learning new stuff and sharing it with you guys.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it'll be
pretending
cool,
like
though.
I know what I'm talking about.
I'm excited because it's going to be brand new for us,
Yeah.
and it's going to be content unlike any other we've put out there before. So should be really, really great.
Let's see here.
Okay.
The next thing we wanted to discuss is link stealing. And I'm curious about Phil and Stacy and Corey and Jesse,
Yeah.
if you guys have looked into this. But there is, first I want to dial back a bit and just talk about how we as full-time YouTube content creators make money, right? Because we've got to pay bills.
And producing these things aren't free. It's not cheap.
It takes
a lot of equipment and
mostly it takes a lot of our time.
Yeah.
So it is a full-time job, is my point, and so we do have to have that as our income. Now, one of the ways that you're probably familiar with are ads on YouTube. Google gets 50% of that; they share the other half, and that is, that's not enough to live on. It's fractions of pennies per view. But where we used to make the bulk of our income was from our affiliate sales. So we would go
primarily
through
Amazon.
Yeah, primarily Amazon.
Amazon was a big one
Techno
for us.
RV, Mobile Must Have. When we give you guys those links and then you use them, we get usually about a 5% commission on that stuff. So it adds up, and that was
Not
the
every
bulk.
time, not every single time,
Yeah.
but most of the time, yes.
Yeah. So, but that has gone down significantly. Now, I just assumed it was just economy and less people RVing, less people buying stuff, maybe a bit less people actually using our links and just going and clicking themselves. But then I saw all of these. Let me pull this up here. All of these videos about honey.
It sounds so
It
sweet.
sounds so good, and
that sound so nice?
it really is a neat idea. But here's what happens:
But they got greedy.
we and other creators go through the process of vetting gear, testing it, trying it, building content, and sharing it with you. And then we share our link, and then you go, "Oh, we appreciate you doing that," and we will use your link. And then you go to wherever it is, Amazon, wherever.
Well, and quite often these links also provide a discount for you, the viewer, who is using those links.
Right. And the thing with honey and other things like it, because there are other coupon model things out there, and it pops up in the actual checkout. So when you're in the checkout, it pops up. It says, do you want to try to find some coupons, save some money? Of course you do.
Yeah.
But as soon as you click that, it removes our affiliate information from the link and puts theirs in.
That's a bummer.
In addition to that, and again, you can go watch these other videos. I'm basically just regurgitating what some of them have said, who have actually investigated it. Not only does it give you a different coupon code and maybe save some money, it may actually not be giving you the best deal. Sometimes they put their affiliate code in there and cost you more. It's a big mess. But what I'm curious about is Do any of you guys use Honey? Put it down in the chat.
Or websites similar to.
Or, yeah.
I know there are several out there now, but we are curious because we've seen a significant drop. Now, we didn't really know if that was just because things have slowed down in the industry a little bit. Things have slowed down on our channel a little bit. So we weren't really sure. It's hard to really quantify whether.
There's just no way for us to know.
We don't know.
It's a last minute point of sale like takeaway. It's like we did all this work, putting all this content out, gave you the link, you clicked it, and then at the very last minute, they swoop in and steal that sale. Now, I have no idea if this has really affected us or how much. There's no way for us to measure it because all we see is the going down.
Yeah.
But that brings me to the point where you've probably seen us using sponsors like Liquefied from Matt's products with the Liquefied, and we're going to start doing more of that sponsored content because it allows us to basically sell a commercial on our platform, but it's ours.
Yeah.
And we're not going to change our policies as far as how we vet stuff. We're not going to just take ads or sponsors just
We
to
get
have a
requests
sponsor.
every single day from. You can imagine people have asked us to promote their product, whether it makes sense or not. And so we say no to probably 95, 98% of all
bunch.
requests. So it has to be something that we've used, that we continue to use, and that we like and only feel confident in sharing with you guys at that point. So that's never going to change. And again, it's always our goal for it to be relevant to what's going on in the video as well. Sometimes, I mean, you might not have even noticed it.
When we can, we try to integrate it into the video.
Yeah.
You might see some in the future that are for things like Surfshark VPN, which I use, some other products, things that aren't RV related, but we still try to integrate that into our content. Don't use Honey. Never heard of it.
Yeah, but there's some people that use it. Christina says hundreds a week. She's our VA. She sees that inbox filled with requests for
I thought she used Honey hundreds of times a week. First of all, you're shopping too much.
Yeah. Dawn says, "Isn't that what checkout codes are for, to keep from losing the sale?" You would think so, but that's how these sites like Honey are being tricky.
Yeah,
and they swap it out for their own code, and then they make the commission on it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like if you've clicked on our links or Amazon or whatever, it'll have like an AFF and a code. It has a bunch of stuff up in the URL bar. And as soon as you use a product like Honey, it just strips that out and it puts theirs in. So not happy about that, but not a whole lot we can do about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, we appreciate all of you who use our links, and, you do it, I think, because you want to help us out. You also want to get that discount. Just make sure that, think about it if you're using sites like Honey and stuff, because the people where you learned about the product from, like us or other creators, aren't actually benefiting from you using their link. If you use those sites.
if you click on the Honey thing and it gives you a cheaper price, go for it. I'm not going to stand in the way of you guys saving money.
Yeah.
But if you don't, go back and click our link again and then go back in. That way we get the credit for it. Our fires. Stuff's falling.
Oh, goodness. Okay. All right.
Can you see it over there?
Yeah.
It's blazing.
Yeah.
Blazing.
I know. I'm sweating over here.
So that is it on all of the catching up and announcements and stuff.
So
right?
Rachel M said that her teenagers wanted them to use it based on information from Mr. Beast. Well, they've since changed.
Promote it.
These large creators, like with millions of subscribers,
you can look
all got on board at first, and now if you want to look at these videos, we'll put the links in the description. But if you want to watch what they have since found out, they are getting ripped off as well. So.
Mr. Beast, Marquise Brownlee, a lot of really big YouTubers. There's also, let me get back on here. There's also one YouTuber that is starting a class action lawsuit, and we gave them our information and joined that lawsuit just for...
Mr. Robato said, as a former IT director, I don't install browser extensions as a rule.
It's a good
rule.
That's a good rule. We've got a couple. Nothing that actually interferes or does anything, but... Yeah, so, okay, let's get to the QnA.
That's not still going, right?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just this.
So, as usual, when we have a live stream coming up, we share that several days ahead of time on social media, on all of our platforms, and we ask you guys to ask us some questions. We like to do it that way. We will, if we have time, take questions right from the chat, which our moderators are sending me as we speak. But we like to have questions in advance so that we know, that we've got enough content to keep you guys interested.
We've got 36 minutes left. Let's get into it.
Okay. Is it a speed round? Is it like speed dating?
No, and this portion is going to take a little bit.
Okay.
But we're going to start with our insiders first. Our insiders didn't have a lot of questions because they can ask them every day.
Because they get their questions answered all the time.
We're always in there chatting about stuff.
Yeah.
And the first insider is Cass, Redneck VR. He's the guy who bought a lot of people.
I know. He said he's holding off this time because he's got some slide maintenance to work on. So that's acceptable, Cass.
So Cass said, Volta power system. What are your final thoughts after using it? Well, I really liked the system as far as its capabilities because that was phenomenal. If you saw that video, I tried to break it and couldn't. I could not overload that thing. It had a really good capacity, and the charging while driving was really cool. What I didn't really care for was using the truck as a generator. If you remember, we had a special alternator in the truck that charges while we're driving, and not only does it charges like at a ridiculous rate, like 7-8 kilowatts sometimes. But the alternator charging system is designed based on RPMs, so you have to have the RPMs up right on 25, 300, 3000 or higher to get any juice out of the thing. So if you saw when we boondocked on Magnolia Beach this last summer and we had to charge our batteries because there wasn't a lot of solar, wasn't a lot of sun, we had to have the truck hooked up and then have a high idle kit. And then, I could imagine being a neighbor and being like, why is that jagoff running his truck so freaking loud?
It's kind of a tense situation too. Like I feel tense the entire time that we had to do that. It just I felt uncomfortable because even though we don't have, in that situation, we didn't have neighbors right up close to us.
Yeah.
I still
felt bad that we were making so much noise.
Yeah. I felt
so
bad.
We really, in that sense, didn't have a workable generator, just one that was really annoying and loud. And because if you have like an Onan or a Yamaha built-in generator, I'm not really sure what the mechanism is in there, but when you load it, you can hear the engine bog down, and I don't know if it just gears it up or I don't know what it's doing differently, but it was louder than a regular generator. But we really liked the system. It just didn't work out in the timing, and the partnership that kind of fell through with Grand Design. They went a different direction, and they're not going to sell this thing aftermarket. So we wanted to have it pulled out so that we could have something that everybody could get, and also so we could try it out. So while we were in the Serenova and our 410 was getting retrofitted stuff, one of the things that got retrofitted was the power system. And we have their Extreme Lithium package, which is pretty cool. I'm going to give you a little preview of what that looks like here. That looks like... There it is. And it's all done, the gear is all TBB power, and you can see this little tray that's in here. That's what they're using as kind of like a modular drop-in for fifth wheels. And you can go on their website and see the different stuff, but that is basically the system we have, and it's pretty cool because it's on this tray and it's up underneath the front cap. You'll see it. I'm gonna do a video on that in a couple of weeks, but
and this will be something that they can
this is going to be the exact same thing that if you order one with the Extreme Lithium package, this is what's going to come in. So we're anxious to try it out. I haven't really gotten a chance to really kick the tires on it, but I'm gonna. Back to the Q&A.
This happens a lot, you guys.
I knew that was going to be. I knew that was going to be a long answer, and so next up from Chris Martone. One maybe they can't answer, so where's the mystery leak in the basement? LOL. And then jokes aside, mine would probably be, are you over it yet? Are you tired of feeling like you're always walking on eggshells when it comes to putting out accurate info so folks don't rip you apart?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really
Honestly,
good one.
I would, in some of the videos where I expect I'm going to get ripped a new one, like when we were jacking the RV up
sometimes
with the hydraulic
we're
jacks.
surprised that we don't get that much.
We really don't, because
I expect bad comments on every single video. That's just kind of part of
We get them. We get them, but
yeah,
not that often.
But we knew, like, when we put out the video where we got stuck on the road the first time, we knew we were going to get ripped apart, and we did. But we kind of laugh at it, but we really do our best to not put stuff out there that we haven't researched or don't have personal experience with. We don't just say stuff and put it out there as fact. Like, that's just not how we roll.
And I feel like I'm very clear in every how-to video that it's not a how-to video. It's a how I did it video.
Yeah.
And you can take it and do it like I did it or not, or just think I'm an idiot or whatever. I don't care. I'm just sharing.
Hey, you're not an idiot.
I'm just sharing. Sometimes I'm a big idiot. But yeah, we're just sharing how we do it. So honestly, it's not that bad. And the leak.
No, Corey and Josie said, ripped a new what? Like, yeah. You know what? You guys know.
So, the leak in the basement, we've got that all fixed. I don't know if I followed up on that. We had a tiny leak by our water pump, but it would only manifest itself when the system was off. Then we turned the hot water heater on. And I know it's not a hot water heater. It's a water heater.
Yeah.
We turned the water heater on, and the water heats up, and it would leak a little tiny bit right by the pump, but we haven't had that since, so we're good there.
Real quick, Paul's asking where the inside lane link is.
Just go to changinglanesrv.com and just put in the little search bar inside lane. You'll find it. It'll come up with that page that I showed you before. That'll explain it. We'll have links in the description down below. Also,
wait a minute,
it's not
is
there
Corey
yet.
not in the chat, or is that? I thought Corey and Jesse were in the chat. I don't know.
Well, that's there. Maybe he's on under his own name.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just look down once in a while and all. You guys are having a party in the chat. I love it. It's fun.
Any particular new feature or item that wowed or impressed you at the Florida RV show?
Yeah, Chad.
Well, I don't. A lot of you saw me walking around, and
I know.
It's difficult sometimes because I like to say hi to everybody and talk to everybody, so I don't get to go see a lot of stuff. But there's a new.
You want to talk about the?
Yeah, there's a thing called a Slinky stove.
It's so exciting.
That looks really, really cool. We've got a couple of them we're going to try out. It's kind of like the Solo stove, but it collapses down like this big instead of this big.
Yeah, how cool is that? And it comes with really cool features, so we're looking forward to trying that out.
You can cook on it. You can use charcoal.
Yes.
What else did I see
there?
there?
The thing is when we go to events like RV shows, it's really hard for us to really, we want to go and we want to meet everybody, but we also want to see what's new and exciting, but we tend to not be able to get to do that latter part because we are usually meeting and greeting and that kind of stuff. So
and I flew down for the show in case you're wondering, and didn't get there for media day, and that's usually the best day for for us to get content and see things without having the crowds. But I didn't make it.
Leroy says he just learned Grand Design was purchased by Winnebago. Well, that was old news. That was like 2016 or something like that.
That was long.
That's been a long time.
And it seems like people discover that all the time, but
yeah.
It was a long time ago. Winnebago's purchase of Grand Design was very much we're buying you, send us money, but we're going to leave you alone kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's how we
interpret it.
That's not the official, but that's how we interpret it. All right, let's get on to...
Yeah, Johnny Lightning said that was always his issue with Solo Stove is how large it is. So you're right. So we're hoping this is a lot easier.
I haven't tried it out ourselves yet, but I saw it demoed and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Do you use Garmin? What's your mapping system? Yes. We have a RV 890.
890.
And I think the 895 is the replacement for that. It's the same thing, but we swear by our Garmin. We've been using that thing since 2018. No, 2019, I think is when we switched.
Oh, because we had Rand McNally for a while. And then so we get a lot of people on the regular ask us, hey, what route did you take from, I don't know, from point A to point B anywhere in the USA? We have no idea. We just follow. We just follow the RV GPS.
Yeah, I mean, we map it out in TripWizard, and
we
use the
prepare
GPS
ahead of time, right? But like when we're actually on the road, we follow the GPS.
And if you send us an email asking us what the best route is, I just follow the lady in the box. Yeah. The GPS lady tells me where to go.
Yeah. So we're really not good at answering that question.
Yeah.
I got to get really close.
Question on your Blackstone running off the big bottles. Do you leave the line and Y running from the tanks connected all the time, or do you add the Y and supply line when setting up? I used to have the Y connection. If you're wondering, we have a Y splitter that comes off of our tank, our propane tank, and then one of those, of course, goes to the RV, and then the other one goes to a dynamic regulator with a dial on it, and then to the Blackstone. And to answer your question is, I used to do that, but because I had it all kind of wired, but I don't anymore. When I'm ready to use the Blackstone, I just disconnect it and I plug in the Blackstone. The other tank is connected if she needs the oven inside. So I hook it up when I use it now, just because it's just simple.
Yeah.
But the variable regulator is the key. That way you could adjust the propane levels from normal level up to flamethrower mode if you need to if you're like in windy conditions and stuff. That regulator really helps out. And any cruises this year? No.
Oh, look, Journey Equals Adventures said they have used the Slinky stove, seen all 3 sizes. They are awesome, and the owner, Eddie, is super nice.
Yeah, Eddie's really cool.
You heard it here first.
I went by, we filmed a little stuff. I talked to him a bit.
Yeah. We're also getting questions about what kind of bourbon do we try. So we're trying to find our favorite bourbon real quick, and I know we got to get back to this, but for our 10-year anniversary in October, we went down to the Keys. We just flew down for a short little trip, and we found this bar that looks so much like a dive bar on the outside, but super cool on the inside, called General Horseplay. And
I was going to know if you remember.
Yeah, I couldn't remember, but then I did. And we kind of got hooked. I mean, we know what old fashions are, but we kind of got hooked on them there. And so if you are in Key West, go check out the bar General Horseplay. Back to the bourbon question. We've tried Woodford. We've tried, of course, Maker's Mark. We've tried
Angel's Envy.
Angel's Envy is really good. We got onto Pendleton's.
Even though it's not a bourbon.
Even though it's a whiskey, we got onto Pendleton's recently because we tried it. Yeah, because we tried it at a restaurant, and the old fashioned was really good and really smooth. So we bought a bottle of that recently, and that's what we're having tonight. We still haven't found our favorite bourbon yet, so let us know if you have a favorite bourbon. Babe.
Yeah, I'm coming.
He's just, So let me see. While we're doing that, we'll just go through some questions.
Okay, on to the next one.
Lots of people want to know if we've made any progress on our road, but
yeah,
we'll get to that.
We've got that coming up too. Any fam camps on the radar? We hope so. And I talked to a lot of people about this at the RV show who have access to the fam camps. It's not an easy process because every fam camp is like its own little fiefdom, and you've got to figure out who's in charge of it and get access and talk. It's different for everything. I wish there was a centralized booking system, but there isn't. But I think we're going to try to do Sigsbee in Key West this year. I really want to go to Pensacola. That's kind of out of our way, but to see the Blue Angels.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and we've heard some other really good ones. If you've got suggestions of ones that are pretty easy to get into and nice, put them in the chat or in the comment down below.
I know.
Check them out.
Phil and Stacy and Corey and Jesse stay at fam camps a lot, so they've got a lot of information on I think on their favorites too. So go check them out. Where is little Fluffball? She's over there tucked away sleeping. We'll make sure you guys get to see her before we go.
That's one of the questions coming up actually. Tracy says, we're leaving in April to drive from California to Connecticut.
Woo!
Has the Garmin 895 ever sent you in the wrong direction or to a dangerous location? No, it's been good.
Well, okay. So I saw somebody in the chat say that their Garmin took us down a road that's like our road.
Oh, really?
But you always do your due diligence ahead of time and kind of preview the route. Highways maybe not so much, but like on the side streets and stuff, he'll go onto like Google Earth and check things out and scope it out. And if anything looks sketchy, we look into that beforehand. Usually,
scrutinize your route a little bit more at the end when you get off the interstate or the highway and start navigating to the actual park. Scrutinize that and use.
I'm sorry. When you stir up the fire, it gets me going. I'm sorry, guys.
Scrutinize that and use like Google Earth and Street View to go down and look at it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be going. You don't
Yeah.
want to road
There's
like
been
ours.
a couple of times where it's like get off the exit here and then get back on the highway, right? Like
Yeah, there was once.
there's
that
like
did that.
maybe once or twice, but
Yeah.
we really haven't had any problems. We haven't gotten in any trouble, I should say, with it.
Your driveway is very steep, and in your last video you
Yeah.
said it was too expensive to pave it.
Yeah.
What if you only paved the portion where the turn is so you could get enough traction to make it up the
so
hill?
that 40 grand that I said in the video was just for the second part of the road, for the quote that we got.
The bad turn all
the
the
bad
way
turn
up to
all the
our
way
place.
up to our. And the problem is, if it was just our own private road, we would probably suck it up and invest in our property. But this road is shared, and unfortunately, there's no
agreement.
no owner's agreement to take care of it. So we're the only ones, and we've already put a lot of money into it. And will continue to, because you guys should see it right now. It is it's
with all the
basically
snow-
mud. It's
with
mud.
all the snow. I remember this in the spring last year. It was
It's
pretty
terrible,
bad.
but we do have the little grader that we put behind the tractor, and Chad will go do that. We'll probably do another round of gravel at some point, but not before. Like, we're not going to do it until we're ready to come back with the rig, because
Yeah.
we're not going to do it and then go hit the road for 4 months and let everybody else enjoy the money that we just spent on the road.
Yeah,
So-
and if that's content you guys are interested in seeing, a little bit more of our cabin and our road and our RV pad and how I grade it with our tractor, which it's not a tractor, it's like it's a lawnmower, it's a beefy one it's a long story, but I've been grading that myself, and that's been working out pretty well, and it wasn't too expensive for the gear. So if you're interested in that, let me know. We'll maybe try to squeeze that in somewhere. So what's the plan for the driveway?
Wait.
You received countless suggestions from the experts.
Well,
That right now our plan is just Tim the Tow Man.
I'm telling you what, maybe $400 or $500 a year, depending on how many times we leave and come back, to have the tow guy ready and waiting just in case. You saw in our recent video that we needed him again. Coming up,
And it was no stress because he was already there.
right? Coming up though, he gets up the road just like nothing. So, but we still had the tow guy here ready and waiting just in case. It's kind of funny because Chad was just going and wasn't stopping, and I had to yell to him and like, "You go, because he was out waiting to winch up and stuff. Right?
One of the
winch
suggestions
up.
we had in all of the many of them was keep your speed up, keep going. So I just gunned it, man. I was like, I'm just going to see how fast I can take
I don't
this
think he
curve.
realized that the tow truck was right there
Yeah,
waiting.
the tow truck had to get out of my way.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. Yeah, we are looking into something like crush and run. Somebody was saying
Crush and run.
Yeah,
Road bond, we've heard, is good. That's the thing is, all these names for types of gravel seem to be just made up crap.
and
that
nobody
people-
nobody ever really. If we say crush and run, we get looked at funny. But then if we say it in a different way, we get looked at funny. So I don't know.
Yeah, road bond, whatever. At this moment, no questions, just a daisy siding request.
Oh. Sorry to wake you up, puppy head. Oh, here's the best dog ever. Ready? Here she is.
Woo! Okay.
She's like,
What-
Mama,
what is going
you want to
on?
sit on my
What
lap?
is
You
going
can.
on?
You want to sit on my
We'll
lap?
set you over here.
Okay. Here's the good
So
girl.
there's Daisy. What do we got next here? I'd like to know, does it work better for you traveling full-time and having a home base as opposed to just traveling full-time? This is something we want to do in the future, but we don't know if we want to get rid of our home.
So can I answer that?
Absolutely.
Okay. For the first 5 years, it was great. Maybe for the first 4 years or so, it was great. Just full-time RVing, didn't have a home base, didn't need it, didn't really miss it. I think when COVID hit and after that, it started to put something in my mind of where I would love to have a home base. And then after time goes on, I just felt the need to have a home base to where we could get out of the RV for a little bit. And because it was
A lot of
fine.
it was your health too. You needed
But that's
some time.
why,
Yeah.
right? But that's why is mainly because I need a place where I have doctors and places where we can get checkups and things like that. And I have great doctors that I can talk to on the phone. Daisy won't stop licking me. She's licky. We love having our cabin, having a home base. Our road is the worst part about it all, but we
really
have seemed
is.
to have kind of come up with an an easy solution for that. I like it now how it is. We go on the road for maybe 4 months at a time. We can go for as long as we want. We don't have to come back for any reason. And so for us, this has worked out really well.
Yeah, and like this last summer where we were all the way out west, it gets a little bit of a different feeling. Like, wow, we're really far away from where family and stuff is. But because we did have a home base, we did have the option now to say, well, let's just roll back. But the thing is, I have two things to say about this. Number one is we didn't sell our house on day one. We rented it for a year.
Yeah.
And then we sold it just to make sure.
Yep, good point.
So if you're not sure about getting rid of your house, then don't. I mean, that's a big investment. Obviously, a home is usually going to appreciate, and RV is going to most definitely depreciate. So that's something to consider. You're hot. I'm going to get you.
I know. Poor baby. Poor baby.
I don't know how a 3.5-pound dog generates so much heat.
I know.
But the other thing is too is if you do decide, like we did, to eventually go full time, and you decide you want to slow down, you can slow down. You don't have to buy a house. You could,
Phil and Stacy
just bought a lot.
Yeah.
That they could park their RV on and rent it out when they're not there.
Which we want to come visit.
Yeah, you should have bought 2 lots.
Why don't you invite us, guys?
So yeah, there are a lot of different ways to mitigate. If you feel like you're going too fast, then just slow down. I know Phil and Stacy are doing hashtag linger longer. So they said I think they're doing no less than 7 days in each location now. We were already doing that.
We were doing like 2. We were doing like 2 weeks at a time,
location,
just for health reasons. Because I can have a bad day, decent day, go out and do stuff, bad day. So we had to factor in bad health days into the mix because we're working all the time. We're actually having to go out and not just see fun stuff for fun, but we also need it for content. So we stay longer usually. Yes.
Yeah, mainly because of your health and the whole thing. Like if you have 3 bad days in a row and we're only there for 3 days, we're not going to see anything.
What we tell everybody is you will figure out your own preferred pacing. So what's right for us isn't necessarily right for you out there. So we can tell you how we do it, and it works for us, but I think it just takes time to be on the road for a little bit to figure out what works best for you guys. And so, I mean, just don't try to have it all figured out right in the beginning, because you're not going to. You're not going to know what you like, what you don't like, where you like going, what kind of parks you like until you do it for a while. So that's that.
Chad, where is the review of the DeWalt inflator?
Didn't we do that already?
Review coming in.
Oh.
I love that thing. I think it's awesome.
We already did a video on that.
We've done a video. We've talked about it here and there, but we expect that not everybody's going to watch every minute of video that we put out.
Yeah.
Chad, buy a winch and be done.
Chris, yeah, I know. Thanks, Chris. Yeah.
I know, and I did. I looked into bumper winches and the kind that go in the bumper.
I don't know. I would just rather Tim the Tow Man just hook it up and take us up.
Tim's got a really good winch on his beast of a tow truck.
Tim the Tow Man.
But yeah, the DeWalt tire inflator, love it. Absolutely fantastic. Come on.
That one Keegan guy keeps asking if we want to see the Hanks again. So we would love to see the Hanks. I don't even know.
Yeah, we haven't really talked to them in a while.
We haven't heard from them in a while. I don't know if maybe they don't want to see us anymore. I don't know. If you guys know, if you guys follow the Hanks, tell them that they need to call us.
Yeah, give us a call.
Call me.
Call me, Kyle.
Miss you.
What was your single greatest moment while traveling on the road?
That's so hard. We talked about.
Sorry, I don't even know that.
That's what happens when he has bourbon. Okay, so we talked about this one earlier, and it's really hard to pick one single most. But we both said, if we had to pick, we both said the same thing.
Yeah, the helicopter flight in Utah where my girls came and visit, and we flew to a butte and had a private little table there with the champagne, and that was really special.
And I also feel that yet another helicopter tour, but the one that went over the Grand Canyon, to be able to see the Grand Canyon like that is something that I'll never forget. So those two things are amazing, but I really think our whole trip to Zion with the girls and doing the Narrows, the hike through the river.
Oh, and Angel's Landing.
And Angel's Landing, although I don't ever need to do Angel's Landing again. Mom, I'm sorry. I know you got mad at me for doing that one. But like that, the hike through the Narrows was just it was such a like dream world kind of thing, and I think that whole trip was just it was very memorable. So that's one of our favorites. If you haven't been to Zion, we do have some tips in our videos. They're several years old, but we do have some tips in our videos of how to avoid the crowds. So go check them out.
Any plans for a meetup or two? We kind of already addressed that, so I'm not going to jump back into that. But we do have something special that we're going to announce sometime in March that is going to first be offered to our insiders. So if you think you might want to do some kind of meetup thing, we're going to announce that to our insiders and give those slots to whatever it is we're doing.
Okay, so Terry Gillis has to rub salt in our wound right now and says helicopter to Glacier in Alaska was ours so far.
Oh, we were
Phil and
supposed to do
Stacy, you remember how we were supposed to do that? And it got fogged out.
Yeah.
So that is a depressing thing.
Oh,
but
yeah, I didn't.
we were really looking forward to that, and I'm sure like that has to just be a phenomenal experience.
Fairview Romestead Storage. Love to see how you store your bathtub and utilize your pantry. So if you don't know, we have a little foldable bathtub.
It's basically just like a tub, but
it's a leg soaking kind of tub.
But it collapses. It's a little bit cumbersome and a little bit awkward, and not the greatest. But I don't have any other option. I don't have another tub, and I need, with restless legs and leg pain at night, I need to soak in Epsom salts quite a bit, and so that's. You know, now that we have the on-demand hot water, maybe I won't run out of hot water when filling it. But like
that was another one of our upgrades or retrofits was a.
But previously, I'd fill up the tub, which would only fill up like that before I ran out of hot water. But then but then I would have to boil water and microwave water to get it hot enough. So it was kind of a pain, but I would do it anyway.
Yeah, it'll be fun to try now that we have unlimited hot water.
Yeah, so, you know, there's just things, it's obnoxious. I know it's annoying for you to store and keep in the garage and stuff, but I have to do it. Just like my sauna. I have to bring my infrared sauna on the road too. I have to do it. What else you got?
That is the last of the prepared stuff.
We've got a lot of questions coming in from our awesome moderators.
You look at those, and I'm going to pull up the post from today, and we'll see if we can knock through some of these. So let's see, there are 12 comments. Nope, 20 comments.
So Stacy sent us, Kenneth says, just curious, how come we never see you hang out with Phil and Stacy anymore? Because they don't like us anymore.
They're
busy with the grandbabies.
That's true. It's cute grandbabies.
Those are good reasons. Those are two good reasons. We would love to hang out with Phil and Stacy more. We're long overdue, and we miss you guys.
We know. We know on both sides.
So come on over.
Yeah. I'm going to jump into the browser here from the post.
Oh, okay.
What's the number one destination that everyone should visit? I would say Glacier. When you say Glacier, Glacier is a great one. And
Zion, like we said before, was a great one.
Do you ever camp in Michigan?
Oh my gosh. Okay, Ron. We have had 2 summers in a row with reservations booked all throughout the UP, and we've had to cancel twice, 2 years in a row.
Yeah. We do want to camp in Michigan
for one reason or another, and it's so frustrating. But there's been personal reasons why we've had to cancel those plans and reevaluate our travels. So we really hope to get to, especially like the UP in the summer and stuff. It's been a really long time since I've been up there, so I'd love to do it again.
Yeah, and it's East Coast, so it's easy just for us to get to. Chris Spencer said, new truck anytime soon, or do you plan on keeping the F450 for a while longer? I know Josh Super Duty will want to be interested in this. Any plans for a motorized coach in your future? Well, we talked about we're going to borrow that one and try it out. Whether we stay that way or not, I doubt it, but it'd be something to try. Also, I am hopefully maybe going to have some truck upgrades this year. I don't know yet, so I don't want to say anything.
I know.
But those of you who've been following for a while know what kind of upgrades I've been looking for suspension and wheels and stuff.
At first, I was like, if you have what?
You're doing what to the truck? You can tell me about this.
No.
A few advice. Look, you look for one. I'll look for one here.
Well, there's...
Oh, here's one from Retired Road Tripping. Is there a place that you've been that you really would not want to return to?
This one's not a good one. This is not a good one for us to answer.
Well,
you guys are
simply because
people
it's
get
very
mad.
well, simply because we don't ever want everybody's different as far as the types of climates they like and things like that, and some areas weren't our favorites, but we saw lots of cool things. But there is one thing that we both agree on that we will never, ever, ever go back to, and that is the lodge in Yellowstone.
Yellowstone Lodge. Did you guys see that video where we had Chad's daughters and we spent the night, one horrible, miserable night where I could not sleep inside the lodge, and it had hairs in the pillows and like boogers and stains, and it was
the bathtub. I could scratch a clean spot, and that was that much.
I stood
black gunk curling up under my nail.
It's so bad. It was
horrible.
So we would not go back there. We would of course go back to Yellowstone, of course, but we would plan it better next time.
Everywhere we've gone, we've found something to like.
Even if it's not really for us, we have had a great time. We got a lot of people upset at us years ago when we had some things to say about like southern New Mexico being flat and dry, and I said I prefer having trees and green, and I was called a snob. And
you're a nature snob.
But the thing is, in that video, we also shared we had a blast. We went to White Sands. We went to Carlsbad Caverns. We had so much fun in the area. Was it our type of environment?
It wasn't a great. Well, I think one of our big things was we went for a motorcycle ride with our friends Ron and Cindy Lou, and this summarizes.
It was flat, and it was really dusty, and it was getting in our nose and stuff.
It was nothing for like an hour, just driving straight, looking at cactus.
So we still love it. We love exploring different parts of the country. Whether it's not maybe where we would put down roots, but that's okay. It's not for everybody. We lived in Florida for many years. Florida's not for everybody. So I think we always share if we have a bad experience somewhere. You guys know we try to share that with you and be as diplomatic as we can, unless somebody's treating us really poorly. That doesn't really happen. So there's really no place. I mean, I think every place we've been to, we've had a good experience in the fact that we've learned something, and maybe we've learned that we don't need to go back there, but we've still had a good time. And New Mexico, don't get me wrong, New Mexico is beautiful. We've had a lot of great times in New Mexico too. So I was just using that as an example.
I think you got to be a little bit of a glass half full kind of person.
Yeah.
When you're RVing and exploring different areas, because you're right, not every place is going to tickle your fancy the way others will, but you always find something to like.
Oh my gosh, are we out of time?
We're getting pretty close. Mark Rainey says, can you give an update on the use of the PepLink products? I currently use Travelify. It's been a while. I'd like to know your pros and cons of their products, solutions, cost, value, service. Love the PepLink stuff. We've got PepLink here in the cabin. We got PepLink in the RV. Love the PepLink stuff, and going to be trying out some of the new mobile must-have. What do they call it? Their Fusion Sim. Where it roams from plan to plan. It's not just AT&T or Verizon or T-Mobile.
So I've got a few. Like I think this is Josh, Super Duty Josh, that wants to know how the Ford is doing. No trouble. No trouble.
No
trouble. Ford's good. I mean,
knock on wood. There's plenty of it here.
Yeah. What apps do you use for travel? We have something new potentially coming up that we're testing out.
We've always been big fans of RV Trip. We're trying out a new one using, 'cause I don't know if you know this, but I'm a big tech nerd, and I'm kind of liking all the AI stuff. But this is kind of linked to that.
Mike McAdoo wants to know if there's any chance of us going to the Grand Design Rally in Myrtle Beach. We were actually just asked that via email, I think yesterday, and I don't think that we're going to be in that area at that time. So I don't think so. Any thoughts on changing from the toy hauler to a drivable? Well,
we're going to try it out.
We're trying out a drivable this year, so this will be, it'll be a really good test. The thing is, we won't be able to have our motorcycle with us and something like that.
But we'll have the Jeep. It's a Jeep Grand Cherokee, so it's not like a off-roading
City Jeep, as Phil and Stacy know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Scott.
Well, yes, of course. Somebody wants to know what's best, 397 or 410. Those are our two Momentum models that we've lived in, if you guys aren't aware.
Yeah, I like the 410 better.
Well, the 397 was special because that was our first one.
Yeah.
That started the whole thing, and we loved it. The 410 is, of course, what we wished we had in the 390 that the 397 didn't have. So I prefer the 410 because I have a bigger bathroom and bigger living space and all of that. So of course I prefer the 410, but we helped design it, so we're a little biased.
Let's see here. How do you like having a bonus? What was your greatest moment?
Oh, Cass wants to know how old Daisy is. She's 10.
Going on 11.
No, she just turned 10 in November. She's not going on 11.
That was 2024. It's 2025 now. She's going to be 11 this year, so in my head, she's turning 11.
Somebody else wants to know if we're coming out east. Well, technically, we are on the eastern side of the country.
In the Smokies.
In the Smokies already.
But that is going to be our travel this year.
Yeah, I think that we're staying east this year because we only go west like maybe every other year or so.
At most.
We like to stay, and especially now, we want to be close to Chad's mom, close to my mom, and my brother, and his wife. Congratulations, you guys. So we're probably going to revisit some of our favorite places that we haven't been to in many years, which is we're really looking forward to.
In the Northeast.
And we're hoping to get back up to New England this year. So, and it's been way too long, and we love it up there.
I need some lobster.
Lobster. Yes.
And yes, lobster ends in an A.
Lobster, yes.
It's 8 o'clock already. I'm sorry we don't have time to get to every single question.
Gosh, our moderators have been sending me so many questions, and
any other good ones? We can go a couple minutes.
Well, I don't know. I can't read them. Those are hard to read. I'll read these. Let's see. I mean, look at the work that they're doing for us. They're doing really good.
What was that? Aftermarket. Did you install an aftermarket stoke kit on the truck, or is it factory? To make the sea lights.
I don't even know what that means.
People ask us all the time if I've deleted the truck, deleted the DEF system. I've done nothing to the engine. I like the DIY stuff, but I don't mess with the truck. I'll do the upfitter switches and wires and stuff like that, but I don't mess. I don't change my own oil on that thing or anything like that.
I want to say, if you guys have hit the like button in the chat box, if you could go ahead and hit the like button, like outside of the chat box, that would be great too. There's like the subscribe and the like button. That, please.
Do that, please.
If you're not subscribed, it'd be really cool if you would.
Yeah.
Also, thanks again to our awesome moderators, our VA, Chris, who has been busy in the chat, I see. Finding our Sunday, Corey and Jesse. We never got to the question about a cruise. Somebody asked us if we have a cruise coming.
They did, and I said no. We went there. We don't have a cruise this year.
Why don't you just stay tuned? But our friends, Corey and Jesse of Finding Our Someday, and our other friends, Nathan and Marissa of Less Junk, More Journey, have a cruise to Alaska coming up. And Little Birdie told me that they have some cabins still available. So we will have that link in the description of this video as well if you are interested in joining them on a cruise to Alaska. That sounds really fun. Maybe we'll go.
And be confused, because this is a live stream, you've probably got over... I don't know, one over here somewhere, there's the running chat. There's also comments down below. So if you have questions after this, put them down in the comments. We'll try to get to those if we can.
Yes.
But also down there is the description. We'll have links down there. Be sure to check out Phil and Stacy and Corey and Jesse.
Finding Our Sunday, and today is Sunday. We miss you guys and want to get together soon. So come visit the cabin or something.
The road up here is so easy.
Well, I don't think they'll be bringing their RV up here, but
that's true.
They did it once.
Phil and Stacy made it up here. You wouldn't make it right now. It's muddy.
Oh, no. Anyhow, we are sorry we didn't get to everybody's questions, but you guys had some great ones, and hopefully, maybe we can do another live stream sooner than later and not.
Yeah, we'll maybe try to do them once a quarter instead of like twice a year.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Like I said, if you please click that thumbs up, put your comments down in the description, down in the comments down below, and we'll see you next week when I show you our new hitch.
Cheers, babe.
Oh, I'm all out.
Are you all out?
I'm all out.
Okay. Bye, guys.
See ya.